The top stories tonight in Y News. Department of Migrant Workers reveals that the number of Filipinos in Lebanon seeking repatriation has surged to 170.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, probes into the involvement of prominent politicians or local government officials in a recent vote-buying act that was exposed in Navotas City.
An economist says achieving the targeted inflation rate of 2 to 4% in 2023 is unlikely to be achieved by the government.
And the draft resolutions proposed by the United States and Russia on the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas has been vetoed at the United Nations Security Council.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, October 26, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am Joselito Liquido.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Marvi Delfin.
First in the news. In the midst of escalating tensions between Israel Defense Forces and military group Hezbollah in Lebanon, Department of Migrant Workers Officer in Charge Hans Leo Kakdak says that around 170 overseas Filipino workers have expressed their desire to return to the Philippines. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
The number of Filipinos in Lebanon requesting repatriation has surged to 170. This is amid the heightened tension between Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. During a hearing at the House Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs, Department of Migrant Workers Officer in Charge Undersecretary Hans Leo Kakdak revealed this concerning situation.
Sa Lebanon naman po napipinto na rin ang first batch ng repatriation. Meron ng mga 170 na nagpatala.
However, the official has not provided a specific date of repatriation. He also stated there are challenges with flight bookings.
Like Israel, may kaunting hamon sa flight bookings, kaya hindi po maibulto yung pagpapauwi. But rest assured, meron na hong napipintong first batch sa Lebanon.
Lebanon is home to approximately 17,500 Filipinos, and the Philippines has placed the country under Alert Level 3. This designation allows Filipinos working and residing in the Middle Eastern country to request voluntary repatriation. Kabayan Party List Representative Ron Salo, who chairs the House Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs, believes that the increasing tensions in the Middle East may lead to more Filipinos seeking repatriation.
The ongoing conflict between Israel-Hamas and with the declaration of the Department of Foreign Affairs of Alert Level 3 in Lebanon, we are expecting more of our kababayans to be repatriated from these affected areas.
The Department of Migrant Workers has announced that every distressed overseas Filipino worker from war-torn countries will be provided with financial assistance amounting to 50,000 pesos. This assistance is separate from the cash aid provided by the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Approximately 2,000 persons deprived of liberty were granted the opportunity to vote outside of jail, as reported by the Bureau of Management and Penology. This initiative allows the PDLs to exercise their right to vote, contributing to a more inclusive and democratic electoral process. JP Nunez tells us why.
There will be more than 31,000 persons deprived of liberty or PDL who will vote on the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections or BSKE in October 30. In the upcoming Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections or BSKE on October 30, more than 31,000 persons deprived of liberty or PDLs are set to vote. Of these, 29,000 will cast their votes inside detention facilities, while approximately 2,000 PDLs have been permitted to vote outside of jail at designated Commission on Elections or COMELEC polling precincts. The Bureau of Jail Management and Penology or BJMP explains that the PDLs who will be voting are individuals who were previously registered voters since 2022, while others registered during the last COMELEC registration period. The BJMP has established a tripartite agreement with the COMELEC and the Public Attorney's Office or PAO to secure court orders allowing PDLs to vote outside of jail.
Ito po ay ang mga may pending cases pa at hindi pa po sila convicted ng final judgment o hindi pa nahahatulan ng final judgment sa kanilang mga kaso. At kaya mayroon pa rin po silang karapatan ng kanilang nabumoto.
The BJMP advises regular voters not to be surprised if they encounter PDLs at the polling precincts during the BSKE.
Sa ating pong mga kababayan na sa darating pong halalan, wag po kayo magtataka kung mayroon pong boboto na mga may escort na PDL. Ito po ay kanilang karapatan at pinayagan po silang bumoto.
They assure the public that they are well prepared for the local elections, having already conducted a dry run to ensure a smooth voting process. JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, is reportedly considering filing election offense cases against several prominent politicians who are allegedly connected to the incident of vote buying in the Botas that occurred recently. Dante Amento tells us why.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia, has revealed that they are currently conducting an investigation into the involvement of prominent politicians or local government officials in a vote-buying act that was exposed by the COMELEC and the Philippine National Police in a sardines warehouse in Navotas City. Garcia emphasized that they will soon release the names of those under investigation to the public, and following this, appropriate election offense cases will be filed against the individuals involved.
Kailangan po muna namin matanggap formally yung kanila pong mga investigation report dito po sa Committee on Contrabigay, at pagkatapos we'll be definitely revealing all these names kasi naman para din hindi pinapamarisan.
The incident has led to the frustration within the COMELEC due to the seriousness of the matter.
Wala akong kino-confirm na kahit na sino mo ng personalidad, pero nakakalungkot kung may involve ay ang local officials na hindi naman po kandidato.
In the said incident, a person was caught in the act of distributing envelopes containing alleged money for vote buying.
Nasa custody pala yon at inquest daw ngayong 2:00 ng hapon. Election offense. Siya yung nandun sa mismong table. Nasa custody at mamayang 2:00 inquest proceedings.
As the elections draw near, the COMELEC is making preparations for a possible surge in vote buying activities, indicating their commitment to maintaining the integrity of the electoral process. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Malacanang Palace has clarified today that there is no holiday scheduled for November 3, which falls on a Friday. According to Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, the news circulating about a non-working holiday on that date is fake. The Presidential Communications Office had previously announced that there were no plans to declare October 31 a non-working holiday. This means that there will still be work and regular activities on both October 31 and November 3.
A lawmaker urges the government to look for other available funding options for the country's infrastructure projects. This comes after the Philippines dropped China's Official Development Assistance, or OFA, to finance the Mindanao Railway project. Senator Grace Poe, who chairs the Senate Committee on Public Services, says this should not derail the implementation of the country's infrastructure programs. She notes that China banks have caused delays in the country's loan application, which put several government projects hanging. The lawmaker adds the loans come with heavy interest rates that could be detrimental to the country in the long term. The senator wants the government to explore other financing from other countries and seek available funding options from international lending institutions and assistance agencies. She adds tapping the private sector would also be a strategic move to accelerate infrastructure development in the country.
The spokesperson for the PNP anti-cybercrime group, Police Captain Michelle Sabino, has been relieved of her duties. In a text message from PNP ACG Director Police Brigadier General Sidney Hernia, he confirmed that Captain Sabino has been reassigned to other administrative duties. They are currently in the process of selecting a replacement for the role of spokesperson for the ACG. The controversy surrounding Sabino arose after she included vlogger Rendon Labrador in an operation in Makati City and allowed him to live stream the event. According to Memorandum Circular Number 2023-53, which is the revised media relations policy of the PNP signed by PNP Chief Police General Benjamin Acorda Jr. on September 11, 2023, embedded media are not permitted during police operations. The presence of media is only allowed when conducting inventory during drug operations as mandated by the law.
And for the news abroad. The United Nations Security Council convened its first open debate on Wednesday to discuss draft resolutions pertaining to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. RK Liorca will give us the details live. Yes, RK, good evening.
Good evening, Joselito. Members of the United Nations Security Council gathered on Wednesday to decide on two new draft resolutions proposed by the United States and Russia. Russia's proposal aimed to secure a full ceasefire to facilitate the safe entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza Strip, the evacuation of civilians, and the release of captives held by Hamas. On the other hand, the United States put forward a similar proposal, but it suggested a humanitarian pause rather than a full ceasefire. Regrettably, both resolutions failed to garner enough support within the Security Council. Russia received 4 votes in favor of its proposal, while the U.S. garnered 10 votes. U.S. Representative Linda Thomas Greenfield expressed her disappointment, asserting that their draft resolution struck a strong and balanced approach between both sides. However, China's Representative Zhang Jun argued that the U.S. draft's omission of a full ceasefire made it less conducive to resolving the ongoing conflict. Malta's Representative Vanessa Frazier noted that the remaining non-permanent members of the Security Council are actively working on their draft resolutions, emphasizing the United Nations' obligation to take action in this critical situation. Back to you, Joselito.
Thank you, RK Liorca, reporting live from Thailand. We'll share more global stories with you later. For now, back to you, Marvy.
For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The Philippines is currently grappling with a persistent challenge of rising prices for essential goods and petroleum products. According to an economist, the inflation rate for the year 2023 has the potential to reach as high as 5 to 6%. Nel Maribuhok details why.
Achieving the targeted inflation rate of 2 to 4% in 2023 is expected to be a challenging task for the government. Economist Astro del Castillo highlights that ongoing conflicts in other countries, along with the impacts of climate change, are contributing to the volatility in the prices of goods and services.
Yes, not only that, but also yung experience natin doon sa climate change na nakaka-apekto sa halos lahat ng bansa, naapektuhan ang kanilang food production also, including tayo, naapektuhan tayo sa climate change.
In September, the inflation rate in the Philippines surged to 6.1%, surpassing the 5.3% recorded in August 2023. Despite this uptick in inflation, economists maintain that the Philippines still holds a favorable position in terms of its overall economic trajectory.
We think that despite mataas ang inflation, mataas ang bilihin, tingin natin medyo meron pang mga ibang factors na makaka-apekto sa atin, katulad ng climate change, pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin sa ibang bansa, posibleng pagtaas ng presyo ng langis. Ang Pilipinas ay isa pa rin na nakikita natin, no, sa rehiyon na medyo maganda ang pag-unlad.
Nel Maribuco, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, has taken a significant step by extending assistance to hundreds of thousands of Poor Peace beneficiaries who were previously delisted from the program. Additionally, they are advocating for an increase in the payout amount. Ray Pilayo tells us why.
The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the lives of Filipinos, especially the beneficiaries of the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program, or 4Ps. DSWD said that they reassess around 1.1 million beneficiaries delisted in January this year. They were tagged as non-poor based on the National Housing Targeting System. But DSWD found out that the program's goal is not yet achieved to more than 761,000 households.
Kasi nakita natin na hindi pa nila kaya economically, di ba? Na masustain yung kanilang pangangailangan. Mayroon pa silang maliliit na anak na nag-aaral. Ayaw naman natin na ma-stop yun.
4Ps beneficiaries includes health grant, educational grant, and rice grant. Starting November, beneficiaries' financial assistance will be resumed. The agency is just waiting if the benefits of the relisted families in the past months could be given retroactively. DSWD also wants to increase the amount of benefits for the program. Meanwhile, there are around 339,000 families that will be graduated in the program. Ray Pilayo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, give glory to God.
The Philippine Ports Authority, or PPA, conducted an inspection at Batangas Port today to ensure that the port is fully prepared for the expected surge of passengers during the upcoming long holiday. To guarantee that there is ample staff available to assist the influx of passengers, PPA has put in place a no-leave policy for their employees from today until November 3.
Tayo, handa na tayo, no? Meron na tayong procedures in place every time na meron tayong peak season activity, no? Alam na ng mga kasama natin yan, ng mga kawani natin yan, kung ano ang dapat gawin, pati ng mga terminal operators, kung ano yung mga dapat gawin, lalong-lalo na kung paano asikasuhin yung mga common problems, common challenges, tapos kung magkakaroon man ng mga stranded na pasahero, alam na nila yan.
Today, Batangas Port had an average of 6,000 passengers, but a significant increase is anticipated starting tomorrow through Sunday, with an estimated 17,000 to 20,000 people passing through the port each day. Batangas is the second largest port in the country and recorded the second largest number of passengers on the same date last year. The Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, is already on high alert and has deployed additional personnel to manage the increased passenger traffic. They have also activated the Malasakit Help Desk to provide support and assistance to travelers.
So as of now, regular naman namin kinakonduct tong pre-departure inspection, but of course, with the high volume of passengers, no, asahan natin na mas madami na mga barko ang maglalayag po, no. So double time po kami dito to inspect, no, pati yung mga tao namin na madali naming magawa yung aming trabaho as part of the safety naman, no, ng mga barko natin.
As the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataang elections, or BSKE, and special non-working holidays are set to occur next week, The Ninoy Aquino International Airport is preparing for a significant influx of travelers. They are expecting more than 1 million passengers to pass through the airport during this extended holiday period. Gladys Tuwabi details why.
Starting tomorrow, an influx of passengers is expected at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Following the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections and the 2 days of special non-working holidays. Over a 10-day period, around 1.2 million travelers are anticipated. The Manila International Airport Authority, or MIAA, assures that the airport is fully prepared to handle this surge in passengers, as it is equivalent to the airport's weekend operations.
Yun nga, dahil nga mahaba tong peak season, ang regular natin is almost just the same number. We do not expect any significant surge in terms of the number of passengers we're processing per day. 8 to 10% at most, but those are very tolerable limits. It's just like having a weekend compared to a weekday statistic. So because na-spread out din yung holidays, it means na-spread out din yung options ng passengers natin when to depart and when to arrive.
To ensure a smooth travel experience for passengers, MIAA has confirmed that all facilities at NAIA are operational and ready. Furthermore, MIAA has made sure that equipment and facilities at the airport are optimized to provide passengers with a convenient experience. Security protocols have been established to respond to any emergencies, and generators or gensets are being optimized to ensure that operations will continue without interruption in the event of power outages. These efforts are in place to provide a safe and efficient travel experience for all passengers.
Nevertheless, for T3, all of the critical equipment are connected, that we should be able to process all of the flights and the passengers kapag ka nagkaroon ng unforeseen event of a power outage. For T1, T2, and T4, just like our update before, our gensets are able to cover 100% of the power requirements on those terminals.
Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
In other global news, Representative Mike Johnson, a Republican from Louisiana, has taken the seat as the 56th Speaker of the House in the United States. He succeeds former House Speaker Ken McCarthy, who was removed from his position nearly 3 weeks ago. Representative Mike Johnson secured 220 votes in the lower chamber of Congress. In a statement, Speaker Mike Johnson expressed his gratitude to his allies and emphasized his commitment to earning the trust of the American people once again.
What we need in this country is more hope. The people have lost their faith in our institutions. Their faith is at an all-time low. We've gone through a little bit of suffering. We've gone through a little bit of character building. And you know what it's produced? More strength, more perseverance, and a lot of hope. And that's what we're about to deliver to the American people.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden pledged to work with the new House Speaker, stressing the need to prioritize the American family's interests above partisanship. The president also reminded of his proposed historic supplemental funding package for security interests in Israel and Ukraine, as well as investments in border security and the American people.
In Mexico's Pacific coast, one of the strongest storms ever to hit the area left Acapulco Beach Resort with smashed hotel buildings and vital infrastructure while keeping the city without communications and power. Hurricane Otis arrived at the shore with the highest Category 5 level, but rapidly weakened to level 4 and further lost power as it moved inland and into the mountains of southern Mexico. The aftermath of the storm caused extensive damage to the airport's control tower and road closures due to debris and mangled trees, preventing President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador to set foot and provide support in Acapulco, as hospitals were also evacuated. While no fatalities have been reported yet, the United States National Hurricane Center warned of heavy rains until today, with ongoing risks of lethal flooding and mudslides. Otis, with its wind power of 165 miles per hour, came to Mexico almost 8 years after Hurricane Patricia brought it wind of 200 miles per hour.
In a recent House of Representatives Armed Services Committee hearing, a top-ranking Pentagon official, Mara Karlin, stepped forward to reaffirm the United States' steadfast commitment to bolstering the AUKUS Defense Technology Partnership. Karlin emphasized the nation's dedication to delivering nuclear-powered submarines to Australia and simultaneously fortifying the land down under's indigenous submarine industrial capabilities. Paul Gatchalian tells us why, live. Yes, Paul, good evening.
Good evening, Marvy. During a hearing, representatives from the United States Navy collectively urged Congress to promptly approve President Joe Biden's supplementary budget request, which allocates $3.4 billion for enhancing the U.S. submarine industrial base. Earlier this year, 25 U.S. Republican lawmakers had voiced their concerns to President Biden, advocating for increased funding for the U.S. submarine fleet. However, they were apprehensive that the AUKUS plan, which aims to supply Australia with Virginia-class nuclear-powered submarines, could potentially weaken the U.S. fleet without a clear replacement strategy. In response, Mara Karlin, a representative, defended the pivotal role played by AUKUS in fostering a robust defense industrial base ecosystem. Karlin emphasized that this ecosystem contributes to integrated deterrence and underlined that the submarine industrial base is fully prepared to support the AUKUS initiative, characterizing it as a win-win endeavor. Karlin also emphasized the need for Congress to expedite the approval of legislative proposals this year. These proposals include authorizing the transfer of submarines to Australia, enabling the maintenance of U.S. submarines in both Australia and Britain, authorizing Australian funding for U.S. shipyards, and facilitating the training of Australian workers within these facilities. Additionally, a fourth proposal aims to streamline defense trade among the three AUKUS partners, given the imperative to share U.S. technology for the submarine project and foster broader cooperation on advanced weaponry. Meanwhile, both Australian and British officials expressed their frustrations with U.S. export controls, which have posed challenges to the face of progress with the AUKUS initiative. Vice Admiral William Houston, the commander of the U.S. Navy Submarine Force, stressed the critical nature of Congress advancing these proposals, emphasizing that any failure to do so would send a significant negative message to the Indo-Pacific. Jason Eichen, Chief Financial Officer of General Dynamics, acknowledged the current fragility of the supply chain and emphasized the industry's eagerness for the additional funding and support. Eichen also noted the company's aspiration to increase its submarine production rate from 1.2 Virginia-class submarines per year to 2. Alongside the construction of one Columbia-class submarine, their sights are set on further contributions to the AUKUS endeavor in the near future. Back to you, Marvy.
Thank you, Paul Gatchalian, reporting live from New Zealand. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe.
Our kasambahay. As the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join a global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
Before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God. From the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 35. It says, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away." And those are the reasons behind the news October 26, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Marvy Delfin, live from Australia.
And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.